Before you throw away that plastic bowl, old towel, cardboard tube, or food container, stop. Because with a small amount of cement mix, those ordinary household items can become garden decorations that look as though they came from an expensive outdoor design shop. Planters, candle holders, decorative leaves, garden mushrooms, bird baths, modern sculptures, even a textured bowl made from an old towel. And the best part is that you do not need professional molds or complicated tools. Today on Daily Garden Fix, I am showing you 10 creative cement garden decor ideas that are affordable, practical, and surprisingly easy to make at home. Each project uses a different everyday object as a mold, and idea number 8 turns an old piece of fabric into something most people will never believe was handmade. Save this video before you forget, because once you see what these objects can become, you will never look at household waste the same way again. Let's make something for the garden. Welcome back to Daily Garden Fix, the channel where simple materials become beautiful outdoor features. Garden decor can be expensive, especially when you need several pieces to decorate pathways, flower beds, patios, and entrances. Cement changes that. It is affordable, weather-resistant when properly mixed and cured, and flexible enough to take the shape and texture of almost any mold. However, good cement decor is not simply about pouring a wet mixture into a container. The amount of water matters. The mold release method matters. The curing time matters. And the thickness of the finished piece can determine whether it lasts for years or breaks the first time it is moved. Before we begin the 10 ideas, let us quickly prepare the materials and make sure every project has a strong foundation. Materials and safety. For these projects, you will need a suitable cement-based mix, clean water, a mixing container, a small trowel or strong mixing spoon, waterproof gloves, eye protection, and a suitable dust mask for handling the dry material. Depending on the project, you may also need plastic containers, balloons, old towels, leaves, cardboard tubes, small bowls, bottles, wire mesh, paint, and concrete sealer. Always read the instructions on the cement or concrete product you are using. Wear gloves and long sleeves because wet cement can irritate or burn the skin. Avoid breathing the dust when opening or mixing dry products, and protect your eyes from splashes. Work outdoors or in a well-ventilated area. Cover your work table with plastic, and keep a bucket of clean water nearby for washing tools. Do not wash leftover cement into household drains because it can harden inside the pipes. Allow unused material to harden in a disposable container before disposing of it according to local regulations. The mixture should be smooth and workable but not watery. Add the dry material gradually to a measured amount of clean water and mix until there are no dry pockets. If the mixture runs like soup, it contains too much water. A very wet mix may be easy to pour, but it can shrink more, lose strength, and produce weak edges. For most of these projects, you want a consistency similar to thick cake batter or soft peanut butter. It should move when pressed with a trowel, but still hold its shape. Some projects require a more fluid mixture to capture fine details, while fabric projects need a mixture loose enough to soak through the fibers. Make small adjustments and follow the water ratio recommended for your product. Before adding cement, coat reusable plastic molds lightly with a compatible release agent. A thin, even layer is enough. Too much release can stain the surface or destroy small details. Now let us begin with the first idea. Idea 1, modern cement planter. The first project is a simple cement planter made with 2 plastic containers. Choose one large container for the outside shape and a smaller container for the planting cavity. The smaller container should leave enough space between the 2 molds to create strong planter walls. If the gap is too narrow, the planter can crack when you remove it from the mold or when the soil becomes wet and heavy. Coat the inside of the large container and the outside of the smaller container with release agent. Pour a layer of cement mixture into the bottom of the large mold. Now place the smaller container in the center. Press it down gently, but do not allow it to touch the bottom. You need enough material beneath it to form a solid planter base. Add sand, stones, or water to the smaller container to stop it from floating. Carefully spoon the cement mixture into the gap between the 2 containers. Work around the entire mold in small amounts, so the inner container remains centered. Tap the outside of the large container several times, This releases trapped air and helps the mixture settle into the corners. Before the cement begins to set, create a drainage hole through the bottom using an oiled wooden dowel, plastic straw, or short piece of tubing. Leave the planter undisturbed and allow it to cure according to the product instructions. When it is ready, remove the inner container first, then flex or cut away the outer mold. Smooth any rough edge carefully with abrasive paper while wearing suitable dust protection. Keep the planter natural gray for a minimalist appearance. Paint only the lower half for a two-tone design, or apply small lines of metallic outdoor paint around the rim. Seal the planter if appropriate for your cement product and intended plant. Budget: approximately $3 to $6 depending on the size. Idea 2. Giant cement leaf decoration. Idea number 2 uses something already growing in the garden as the mold. Choose a large leaf with strong visible veins. Rhubarb, hosta, elephant ear, pumpkin, and other broad leaves can work beautifully. The underside of the leaf usually contains the clearest raised vein pattern, so that is the side you want to copy. Build a mound of damp sand on your covered work surface. Shape it into a gentle dome. Place the leaf face down over the sand so the heavily veined underside faces upward. The sand supports the leaf and creates a shallow bowl shape in the finished piece. Prepare a cement mixture that is firm enough to stay on the leaf without running off the edges. Spread the mixture over the back of the leaf, beginning in the center and working outward. Keep the layer reasonably even. Make it thicker around the central vein and base, where the finished piece is likely to experience the most stress. Do not take the cement all the way to a paper-thin leaf edge. Extremely thin sections break easily. For a large leaf, use suitable reinforcement within the cement layer if required. Keep it completely embedded so it does not become exposed. Allow the piece to cure without moving it. When it is ready, turn it over and peel away the real leaf. Use a soft brush and water to remove plant material trapped in the smaller veins. What remains is a permanent copy of the leaf, including its veins, curves, and natural imperfections. Use it as a decorative bowl for stones, a shallow bird watering dish, or a feature placed among low-growing plants. If it will hold water, use a product and sealer suitable for that purpose. Refresh the water regularly, and keep the dish shallow and safe for wildlife. Budget: approximately $2 to $5. Idea 3. Cement garden mushrooms. The third idea turns two simple molds into garden mushrooms. For the mushroom cap, use a small bowl with a rounded interior. For the stem, use a paper cup, plastic cup, or short cardboard tube. Coat the bowl lightly with release agent and fill it with the cement mixture. Tap the sides to release air bubbles. For the stem, fill the cup or tube separately. Insert a short central support only if it is appropriate for the size and completely protected inside the finished piece. Allow both parts to cure before removing the molds. Once they are strong enough to handle, attach the stem to the center of the cap using an exterior concrete repair adhesive or a small amount of compatible mortar. Support the mushroom while the connection hardens. For a natural woodland appearance, leave it gray and allow the surface to weather gradually. For a playful version, paint the cap red, yellow, or deep blue and add white dots with outdoor masonry paint. Make 3 mushrooms in different heights and place them together beneath a tree, beside a pathway, or among ferns. A single mushroom can look accidental. A group of 3 looks intentional. Budget: approximately $1 to $3 per mushroom. Idea 4. Balloon cement bowl. Idea number 4 uses a balloon to create a curved decorative bowl. Inflate a strong balloon until it reaches the size you want. Place it securely inside a bucket or container, with the rounded end facing upward. The bucket keeps the balloon from rolling while you work. Coat the exposed balloon surface lightly with a suitable release product. Apply the cement mixture over the top half of the balloon. Build the layer gradually instead of trying to cover the entire surface with one heavy application. Make the bottom of the bowl slightly thicker so it can sit securely after demolding. The edge can be made smooth and even, or left irregular for a broken stone appearance. Allow the cement to cure fully before releasing the air from the balloon. Do not burst the balloon suddenly while the cement is still young. Let the air escape slowly so the rubber pulls away gently from the inside surface. The result is a curved cement bowl that can hold decorative stones, pine cones, or battery-powered outdoor lights. It can also become a shallow, succulent planter if you create an appropriate drainage hole and use it in a protected position. For an evening display, place a warm battery-operated light beneath or inside the bowl. Do not use an open flame unless the finished design and materials are specifically safe for that purpose. Budget: approximately $2 to $4. 4 ideas finished, but the most unusual ones are still ahead. Idea number 6 uses 2 inexpensive bowls to create a clean, modern water feature. Idea number 8 turns an old towel into a large sculptural planter. And the final idea uses cardboard that would normally go straight into the recycling bin. Keep watching, because each project gets more creative from here. Idea 5, cement boot planter. For idea number 5, we are turning an old rubber boot into a garden planter. Choose a boot that is no longer wearable. Clean the inside and allow it to dry. Create several drainage holes in the sole before adding the cement. Place short pieces of plastic tubing through the holes to preserve the drainage channels. Coat the inside of the boot lightly with release agent. Fill it with cement mixture in stages, tapping the sides between each layer. To create the planting cavity, push a narrow plastic bottle or container into the top opening. Weight it so it remains in position. Leave enough cement around the container to create strong walls. Once the piece has cured, cut the rubber boot away carefully using a utility knife. Always cut away from your body and protect your hands. Remove the inner container and drainage tubes. The finished planter will preserve the creases, stitching patterns, sole texture, and shape of the original boot. Paint it in a bright color for a playful cottage garden, or leave it gray for a more sculptural appearance. Place 2 boot planters beside a shed door, along a garden path, or among low flowers. Budget: approximately $3 to $5. Idea 6, minimalist cement bird bath. Idea number 6 creates a simple bird bath using 2 shallow bowls. Choose one large bowl for the outside mold and a slightly smaller bowl for the inside. The difference between the 2 bowls determines the thickness of the finished dish. Coat the inside of the large bowl and the outside of the smaller bowl with release agent. Pour the cement mixture into the large bowl, press the smaller bowl into the center, and add weight to keep it from floating. Adjust it until the rim thickness looks even on every side. Do not make the bath unnecessarily deep. Birds need a shallow, stable place where they can stand comfortably. A textured surface or a few clean stones can provide secure footing. After curing, remove both bowls carefully. Smooth sharp edges and inspect the dish for cracks. You can place it on a short concrete pedestal, a stable tree stump, or a wide stack of securely positioned stones. The support must be strong and level. A heavy cement bowl can injure wildlife or damage plants if it falls. Place the bird bath where birds can see approaching danger and reach nearby cover without the area becoming an easy hiding place for predators. Add clean water and replace it regularly. Scrub the bowl frequently to prevent algae, dirt, and mosquito breeding. Avoid adding paint, sealers, or chemicals to the water contact surface unless the product is specifically suitable for that use after curing. Budget: approximately $4 to $8. Idea 7, cement candle and solar light holders. Idea number 7 creates small light holders for patios, pathways, and garden tables. Use paper cups, yogurt containers, or small plastic tubs as the outer molds. For the center cavity, use a smaller cup, bottle cap, or container that matches the size of your battery-operated candle or solar light. Coat both mold surfaces with release agent. Fill the outer mold halfway, then press the smaller container into the center. Add weight to the inner container so it stays in place. Keep the cement wall thick enough to resist cracking. Tap the mold gently and clean the top edge. After curing, remove both containers and test the fit of the light. Battery-operated candles are a safer option than open flames, especially near dry leaves, timber decking, children, or pets. For pathway markers, insert the top section of a small solar garden light into the cavity. The cement base adds weight and creates a custom fixture that looks more substantial than the original plastic stake. Make several holders using the same mold. Repetition is what turns a small object into a complete garden design. Place them along steps, around a seating area, or at equal distances beside a pathway. Budget: approximately $1 to $3 per holder, excluding the lights. Idea 8, old towel cement planter. Idea number 8 is the old fabric project I promised at the beginning. Take an old towel, thick cloth, or piece of absorbent fabric. Place an upside-down bucket, tall plant pot, or plastic stool on the covered work surface. This object will determine the height and general shape of the finished planter. Protect the mold with plastic and apply an appropriate release agent. Before mixing anything, drape the dry towel over the mold. Adjust the folds until you like the shape. Trim the fabric if it is too long, and decide how far you want the corners to hang. Now prepare a smooth cement mixture that is loose enough to soak into the fabric but not so watery that it drains out completely. Wearing waterproof gloves, push the towel into the mixture. Turn and squeeze it repeatedly until the cement has penetrated the fibers. Do not coat only the surface. Dry sections hidden inside the fabric will become weak points. Lift the saturated towel and drape it over the upside-down mold. Arrange the folds quickly. Pull some sections outward and allow others to fall naturally. Flatten the top area because this will become the base when the planter is turned upright. Inspect the lower edges. Every hanging section needs enough cement to harden properly. Leave the towel completely undisturbed while it cures. When it is strong enough, lift it away from the supporting mold and continue curing it according to the product instructions. Turn it upright. What looked like an old towel now resembles a piece of folded stone fabric. Before planting, create or preserve adequate drainage. Depending on the final thickness and intended use, it may be safer to use the cement form as a decorative outer cover with a separate lightweight plant pot inside. Paint it white for a clean sculptural finish, charcoal for a contemporary garden, or terracotta for a warmer appearance. Budget, approximately $4 to $8. Idea 9. Decorative cement garden spheres. Idea number 9 is a set of cement garden spheres. You can create these using old plastic balls, spherical light covers, or two matching bowl molds joined together. If using a hollow plastic ball, cut a controlled opening large enough to add the cement mixture. Coat the inside where possible, or use a mold that can be cut away after curing. Fill the mold gradually and tap or rotate it carefully to help the mixture settle. For a solid sphere, fill the entire mold. Remember that large, solid cement spheres become extremely heavy, so keep the size manageable. A hollow sphere uses less material, but requires a more advanced method to maintain an even wall thickness. For a beginner, smaller solid spheres are simpler and safer. After curing, cut away the plastic mold. Smooth the filling point and any raised seam. Display the spheres in groups of 3, using different sizes. Place them among ornamental grasses, in a gravel bed, or near a modern planter. For extra texture, press small stones, glass pieces, or leaf fragments into the exposed surface before the concrete sets. Avoid placing heavy spheres where they can roll onto paths, steps, vehicles, or children's play areas. Set them securely on a stable surface. Budget, approximately $2 to $6 per sphere. Idea 10. Cardboard tube garden totems. The final idea uses cardboard tubes to create modern garden totems. Save thick mailing tubes, carpet roll tubes, or strong cardboard packaging. Cut the tubes into different heights. Seal one end securely and coat the inside with a barrier or liner that prevents the wet mixture from soaking into the cardboard too quickly. Stand each tube upright inside a bucket of sand. The sand keeps the mold stable while it is filled. Pour the cement mixture into the tube in stages. Tap the outside gently after every layer to release trapped air. You can leave the columns plain or create decorative impressions. Press rope around the tube to produce horizontal lines. Add leaves to the inside liner for botanical texture. Use strips of foam to create vertical grooves. Or place small stones near the surface for an exposed aggregate effect. For a hollow top that can hold a solar light or small plant pot, insert an oiled container into the center before the cement sets. Weight it and make sure enough concrete remains around it. Allow the piece to cure fully. Then wet the cardboard lightly and peel it away in layers. Use a soft brush to remove any paper fibers attached to the concrete. Arrange 3 totems of different heights together. Place a solar light on the tallest one, a small pot on the middle one, and leave the shortest as a simple sculptural column. The repeated shape creates visual order, while the different heights stop the display from looking flat. Budget, approximately $3 to $7 per totem. 3 ways to make the projects look expensive. Before we finish, Here are 3 design rules that can make homemade cement decor look more polished. Rule number 1, repeat shapes. One planter can look like an experiment. 3 matching planters in different sizes look like a collection. Rule number 2, limit the colors. Choose natural gray, warm white, charcoal, terracotta, or one accent color. Using every leftover paint color on a different project can make the garden look disconnected. Rule number 3, combine cement with softer materials. Place a heavy cement planter beside ornamental grass. Surround a concrete sphere with ground cover plants. Position a rigid garden totem behind flowers with loose, arching stems. The contrast between hard cement and soft planting makes both materials more noticeable. Do not spread every piece randomly around the garden. Create small groups and leave some empty space around them. Garden decor needs room to be seen. Curing, sealing, and winter care. Every project in this video needs proper curing. Protect fresh cement pieces from direct sunlight, strong wind, frost, and rapid drying. Follow the curing period recommended by the product manufacturer before painting, sealing, planting, filling with water, or leaving the item outdoors. If you apply paint, choose one intended for masonry or exterior concrete. If you use a sealer, make sure it is compatible with the cement product and the object's intended use. A decorative sculpture and a bird bath do not have the same requirements. In freezing climates, do not leave water sitting inside a cement container during winter. Water can enter small pores, freeze, expand, and damage the piece. Move delicate items to a protected area, or turn empty planters upside down so they cannot collect water. 10 DIY cement garden decor ideas made from objects many people already have at home. A modern planter made with 2 plastic containers, a giant leaf that permanently captures every natural vein, garden mushrooms cast from bowls and cups, a curved decorative bowl shaped over a balloon, a boot planter that preserves every crease and detail, a simple bird bath created with 2 shallow bowls, cement holders for battery candles and solar lights, a sculptural planter made from an old towel, decorative garden spheres for gravel beds and flower borders, and modern garden totems made from cardboard tubes that would otherwise be thrown away. The materials are simple, but the possibilities are almost endless. The secret is not using more decoration, it is choosing one good shape, making it carefully, and repeating it in a way that feels intentional. Save this video now so you can return to it when you are ready to begin. And tell me in the comments, which idea are you making first? The towel planter, the giant leaf, the bird bath, or the garden mushrooms? If you enjoyed these projects, press the like button, subscribe to Daily Garden Fix, and turn on notifications. New garden builds, affordable outdoor ideas, and practical backyard transformations are shared every week. Send this video to someone who saves old containers because they are certain they will become useful one day. This time they may be right. I will see you in the next one. Mix carefully, cure patiently, and turn something ordinary into something worth keeping. Take care. Bye.